And that's it. I mean, there's something to be said about voltage, and I'm a firm believer in this. Like these probably sound better at 240, 50 cycles. It's the cycles that make a difference. Because when I used to, before the Kikasui era, which I highly recommend, they're expensive, but they're very, very, very worth it. Before I went to those, got those, I was using Tweed Twins and Basemans, and we'd ship them over to Europe, and we'd ship the rig over to Europe, and we'd play these gigs. Well, I noticed a huge difference between, and this was, I wasn't plugging Tweed Twins into 240.
Yeah.
Our stage was pre-converted, so our whole stage was running 120, but it was 50 cycles. And I noticed a huge harmonic difference in the reaction, the feel under the strings,
That's what I noticed too, brother.
the punch, the punch, and the recovery. And it was almost like it didn't brown out the amps. It just reacted in an unfamiliar way. And I was watching Angus, the Angus Young rig rundown, and they were going through his setup, which is, it's the most authentic thing you've ever seen. If there's 9 stacks on stage, there's 9 heads running those 9 stacks.
Not for show.
They're not for show. And it got down to the power conditioner, and he's like, this is this Japanese power conditioner called a Kikasui, and Angus likes his amps, don't quote me, but it was something like he likes them at 238, 50 cycles, and I go, of course he does. Because that's what he's used to coming from Australia, and that's what those things were designed at.
That makes sense.
And I go, of course, and the light went on, and I said, that's why my Fenders don't sound right when I travel abroad. It's because it's the cycles. And it'd be one thing if you're just stepping up, 60 cycles or whatever. No, it's 50 cycles is a big difference between those 10 cycles. Is a big difference in sound, and as I found out the hard way the first time I shipped a Hammond B3 over to Europe at great expense, and when Reese Winan sat down at it, he was very out of tune with the rest of the band because there was no switch to bring it up to 60 cycles, and apparently the tone generators on Hammonds are very specific, designed at 60 cycles.
So
50.
it wasn't giving it enough girth to get fully
It was
rotating.
flat.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was flat, and we had to rent an organ and at a great expense. So those were the kind of lessons in power that, because when you're talking about building out a rig and everything, you can go first class stretch limousine, it's prom night, you can get the cables that
They're braided and have gold flecks in them.
or you can just buy the Joe Bonamassa Klotz.
Klotz cables.
I love the Klotz, by the way.
Yeah, they're great.
You use Klotz also, right?
I do. I got that from Joe.
They're the greatest. And and you can use gold tip, connectors and robots soldering everything, and you can go all out, and then you plug it into to power that ain't right, everything goes to shit. And I've seen it, and the minute the Kikasui, I'm not endorsed by them because they're from Japan, and they're very, very confused why musicians want them.
Yeah, they're like, what are you doing with our
They're
product?
for MRI machines in hospitals. They're not designed to travel.
And Joe Bonamassa rig.
Well, not just mine. Tony Iommi uses them.
Okay.
Angus Young. A lot of cats.
I think Joe Perry uses them.
Everybody.
They're like 89 Soldano of power.
They're underrated. And a lot of people kind of like balk at a $7,000 power conditioner, but it's like, man, if you hear it a certain way,
Oh, of course.
or if in a case like, let's say you like a certain outlet, going, man, every time I plug my amp into this outlet,
Yeah.
because you don't know what you're getting out of that outlet. You assume it's 120, or sometimes it's 124. If everybody's running their air conditioners in Nashville, sometimes it's 117. Okay, and you're just assuming that it's a constant 120 or a constant 115. So if you find an outlet that you like, you can measure what's coming out of there and program it into this machine. So you get the same consistency And if for some reason, we play a lot of old theaters, like some reason the power coming out, in an old theater coming through the wall is 115. Well, the Kikasui will bring it up to 120 consistent. It makes